How is it, guys? So I did ask the mentorship group to send me their analysis regarding EURCHF. I asked them to send me what do they think the market is going to do if they're going to trade EURCHF. What are they going to trade? Are they going to trade long or they're going to trade short? So I did get quite a few mixed up analysis, which is to be expected because every trader has got his own forecast and his own outlook, his own analysis. So I'm gonna do my own top-down analysis of EURCHF and also highlight the levels that I'll be looking at in the coming weeks to trade from. So first things first, top-down analysis. We're going to be starting from a higher time frame in our case, which is going to be the monthly. So from the monthly chart, as you can all see, I'm on my EURCHF monthly chart. I'm going to highlight at least 2 or 3 important price points that I can see the moment I open the chart. You see, we're going to be reading the chart right now so that we can come up to a decision. So first things first, I'm going to highlight this area here. You see, the closing price of 2014 November. I'm going to highlight that area, right? So let's take note of that area. Let me just change the coloring on this line here. Let me make it black. Right, so that's the area that I'm going to highlight. Next area that I'm going to highlight is this area here. A reason being, that was the origin of a strong demand zone. You see, we had a strong demand that originated here on this candle here, right? So now that I've highlighted those 2 zones, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Let me zoom in a bit so that we can define what trend are we looking at on EURCHF. From a higher time frame point of view, you can see we had so currently we are in September, August, July, June. We had a May push down, June push down, July push down, August also push down. So basically we can see we are in a downtrend. Market is in a downtrend. Market is pushing to the downside. But now see how September has reacted so far. The first 3 weeks of September, we are already going to the last week of September, which is going to be very interesting. So you can already see September has offered a chance for the market to breathe a bit. There's been a pause in the downtrend during the month of September. I'm not sure how September is going to end, but we're going to do an analysis of how we're going to trade it in the coming weeks. So now that we have defined that, okay, EURCHF is in a downtrend, but it has hit that demand that I highlighted, the demand from this should be July 2017. So that's where price is currently hovering at. It's hovering at a strong demand zone. So now I'm gonna go to a weekly time frame. Now, as you can see now, remember the black line is my July 2017 strong demand zone. So you can see the weekly first 2 weeks of September, right? First 2 weeks of September, they did push to the upside. But the last week which we closed had a rejection, a strong rejection back into the demand zone, right? Take note of that. You see, we are reading the chart right now. We want to come up to a decision. We are reading the chart. We're not going to use any indicator or whatsoever, just basic price action. We're going to read what the chart is telling us. So now I am going to highlight last week's high, right? And then I'm going to give this a different coloring. I'm going to make it blue. I'm going to give it a blue coloring, and I'm also going to highlight September's low. This is September's low. So now I've highlighted September's low price and probably September's highest price point, right? It's very important to take note of that. And when I say September's low, I mean this price point here. This is the price point I'm referring to, and then September's high comes in here at around 1.1077, and then September low coming in at 1.08112. Right, now that we have come to a decision that price is hovering in a strong demand zone from a monthly point of view, and then on a weekly we have seen price rejecting higher prices back into the demand zone, right? Now, putting into perspective that the coming week that we are getting into is probably the last week of September's trading month, right? So that means we've got 3 candles for the weekly September month, right? We've got one more to go, which is coming in the week that we are going into right now. Excuse me. So with that in mind, right? With that in mind, remember we highlighted that August, July, June, May, they were all down month. You see, all those months they were bearish. You see, they were going to the downside since May. Price has been going to the downside. Then we get the first 2 weeks of September pushing price up. Then last week price pushed down. From that kind of price action, already we can see that the coming week we are going to see further lower prices as the month continues, as the month creeps into the month end. We are going to see further price pushing to the downside, right? I'm not saying you should take shorts, right? It's a bit of a risk trade to take shorts at this moment. So the trades that I'll be looking at when it comes to EURCHF, they are long trades, but from which price zone, right? That's what becomes interesting. So now I have highlighted September's high and September's low on a weekly chart. I'm gonna go onto a daily time frame. I'm sure you can all see, right? Now that we are on a daily time frame, you can clearly see there was a good rejection. Now you can see properly the rejection that I was talking to. So we had a rally Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. We pushed back down, right? So that basically means the opening price of last week and the closing price of last week, they were almost at the same point, right? Now that we have seen that, okay, there was a price rejection. This price rejection is not just random, guys, because you can see there's a demand zone here. we've got a supply zone into the market. The supply zone is coming in at you see, we've got our supply zone here. Hopefully I can draw this much better. Right, this is our supply zone. Now that's on a daily time frame. Remember, we trade on the H4 time frame, so always have a time frame higher than the one you are trading as the one with your levels that you are looking at. Now that we have highlighted the supply zone, let me just change the color quickly. I need a bit of a grayish here. Right, so that's our supply zone. Right, now I'm also going to highlight our demand zone on a daily time frame. Right, we've got a demand zone here. Opening price, closing price, then you extend it. You see, there's our demand zone. Right, let me give it a bit of a different color, probably a light green or something. Lime green. Right, let's do a lime green. So now this is the zones that we will be looking to trade from. Right, the supply zone is a bit too risky, but it's gonna offer more chances. It has already been tested once. Right, price has retraced back to our daily supply zone once. Right, and it came back into the demand zone also once, and then the demand zone managed to hold. You see here, this was the first test of the demand zone. This was the first test of the supply zone. So both sides, they are going to offer better opportunities to trade, but the one I'll be looking to trade from at this moment in time is this demand zone. This zone here, whenever price dips down into 1.0850, when price dips down into 1.0850, which is my strong demand zone on a monthly chart, so I'll be expecting price to push down and then all the way back to the short-term supply zone on my daily chart. But remember, this, I'll be looking at these levels on an H4 time frame. So let me go to the H4, then you can see clearly what I'm talking about. Right, now you can see much clearer now what I'm saying. The 1.0850 is going to offer much better trades. Right, the 1.10 also is going to offer better short trades, but I don't see price returning there in that supply zone in this month. Right, it will probably test that supply zone maybe in October, but the moment it's going to do that, it's probably a confirmation of the higher time frame demand taking control of the market. So we can probably see further higher prices on EURCHF. So it's much better to wait for long trades, which we're going to be taking from 1.0850. Remember, 1.0850 is just a guideline, right? It doesn't mean if price gets to 1.086 you don't take a trade. You can take a trade, but remember, your stop loss has to be below the 1.0810. Your stop loss should be, or you can probably put your stop loss below 1.0800. You see, that would be a safer place to place your stop loss. So you can now see why I'm saying demand is going to offer better chance, because it is a pivot point. Price is always attracted to the 1.0850 price area. Price is always attracted, but it makes a bounce. It doesn't hang around that much. It makes a bounce to the upside. So that's basically what I was looking for from you guys when I gave you this assignment last night. So the trades that we are going to be looking at on EURCHF, they are long trades, and we're going to be looking at those from 1.0850 price zone. Anywhere in the green area, anywhere in that range is an area which is going to offer better long trades. So I wish you good luck and happy trading week. Unfortunately, there's no mentorship video this week because the dollar has been a bit of a choppy market. So I'm going to be trading what the market is going to offer. As you can see, there's been a lot of noise on the dollar, up and down, up and down. Price has been working both sides of the range, so it's not really that much of a clear picture. So EURCHF, we are going to be monitoring this pair, guys. Mark out those levels that I've highlighted so that you can follow up. Once price reaches those levels, remember, we get in with our target of 30 to 50 pips on each and every trade. Then we scale as we move further forward. Anyway, as I've said earlier, happy trading everyone. And for those who haven't liked my page or subscribed to my page, just click the button below so that you get updates each and every time that I've posted a video. Thank you very much and good luck.